Welcome to Top of the Line. This is the podcast version of our YouTube show. New episodes every Monday and Friday where we talk about audio and hi-fi related themes.
If you have any requests for a future episode, send us an email, totl@abyssheadphones.com.
There's a lot of redundant information. There's a lot of gook on this table still. What's going on here?
Oh, I was supposed to clean this.
Yeah,
I
get
still
the
got to get the
Porter
wax.
cable.
Get the Porter
I
cable.
was thinking on using that Mr. Sponge thing, those white sponges.
Oh, those are great. Yeah.
Yeah, that might
Mr.
work with the
Sponge.
wax.
Yeah,
whatever
yeah.
it's
It's
called.
talking a
It's like
magic eraser.
It's like a
Magic
magic
eraser.
eraser, yeah.
Last week, we threw out an email for people to fire over questions, and we got a few. So if any of you out there have any questions or suggestions for a future topic, you can email us at totl@abyssheadphones.com, and we might answer it on a future episode.
TOTL.
totl@abyssheadphones.com. So, our first topic.
Which, by the way, stands for top of the line.
Oh, really?
Yeah, in case no one caught
Wow.
that in earlier videos.
That's amazing. I wouldn't have guessed.
Yeah. TOTL.
So, our first question,
Total.
throw it on the screen, but someone asked effectively if pretty much everybody's recording digitally, does vinyl matter anymore? Right? If you take a digital source file at relatively low resolution and then you have vinyl made out of it, what's the impact?
Or even
What does
high
it matter?
resolution. I think it's just in general, right?
Well, yeah.
Digital to analog conversion processes.
Right.
Is they're using a stamp. What do you call those machines that make vinyl?
I don't know.
A press.
We'll go
Yes.
with that.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's the noise it makes.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
And out
Okay.
comes a record.
That's right.
That's the D to A converter.
Yeah. You're moving it off site.
Yeah. No chips.
It's a very analog way of making a digital analog
I'm
conversion.
sure that would sound better.
Right. But the digital still need to get converted into the analog.
Mm-hmm.
At some way that gets converted, right? You're
Yeah.
firing over a digital file to someone and they're pressing it into a physical vinyl with little bumpy bits.
Yeah. How's that work? I've never
They
seen the
got some way,
process.
presumably.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's pretty cool. Oh yeah, I think they cut a master, don't they? Like somehow cut a metal master.
I don't know
with
if that's how they do it
They
anymore.
so they have to play the file to do it. I would assume to move a neat
Maybe.
a,
Well,
a
yeah.
cutter,
Maybe they still do
cutting
it
head or
like that.
something. Yeah.
It probably hasn't changed.
we need
much.
to we need
Yeah.
to look in this. We
Yeah.
should have looked at this before the video.
Yeah, well,
Yeah,
you
well,
can't have
we don't make
everything.
vinyl.
No,
but,
we don't.
I have noticed all the new stuff is like made in the USA.
Yeah, the new albums?
Yeah.
Yeah,
And some is made in Canada.
yeah.
Yeah.
We got all the presses here.
That's probably the same stuff. Yeah.
Yeah,
Well, there's been a pretty strong resurgence somewhat recently of vinyl. Analog and specifically vinyl has kind of sort of made a comeback. It fell out of favor for a fair period of time, but now, especially with a lot of new indie artists, you're seeing all these small little guys doing really limited short runs of vinyl. And it's kind of common. It's the cool thing to do.
Well, and everybody's doing colored discs now.
Yeah, all the whiz
That's
bang
fun.
stuff. Yeah. The 10,000 gram colored vinyl and stuff, translucent stuff, cool artwork.
yeah. That stuff always scares me. Like I wonder if the type of plastic used makes it sound shittier or something. If you have like a colored
Well-
plastic versus the norm,
They probably got to figure it out these days.
because you got to put additives. You got to use a different type of resin. I would assume
Well, usually it's probably pretty similar.
to do a translucent album.
Yeah. Usually my understanding is the vinyl is typically black because of UV stabilizers and things of that nature. It's just easier to make darker colored
thought they
plastics
put carbon in it.
reliable and robust long term.
Yeah, how come they don't put carbon in records? When they get rid of the static?
Well, and probably like where the
Yeah.
stylus is.
Yeah, I guess it is an issue.
Yeah.
You got to make it a certain way.
I don't know where we're going on this. This
Yeah, I
is
don't know.
really
Yes. All right.
Compatibility's a thing there. Yeah.
Yeah.
You know.
Well, anyway, the question is, would vinyl sound better? And I guess it depends, because now you're obviously relying on your turntable to play the record.
Well, yeah.
All right. So that matters. What kind of cartridge you have, the turntable, the phono stage.
Well, yeah.
So that's kind of just as complicated to me as a D to A converter. You know.
you're pretty much offloading the digital analog process to somebody else.
Yeah.
And then you're just receiving analog and you're playing back the analog. So if you have really bad D to A and you have really good analog setup,
Yeah.
yeah, it could
More
be
power
great.
to you. Yeah.
But it depends on what you're doing, I think. It depends on the type of music. There is some music that probably will not benefit whatsoever from this, but I think especially a lot of electronic music you see more and more of now, that probably would get a little bit smoothed out. It probably would be helpful because you could see plenty of new independent artists that are doing stuff exclusively on their computer. It's all samples and whatnot, and it's typically not super high quality, at least for
In the digital realm.
audiophile grade stuff
Yeah.
in the digital realm. Yeah. So I could see in that sense it might help smooth things over if you have some issues, irregularities,
Well,
or
you're-
variable bit rates in your
I
samples.
could see you're
and
trading
stuff.
off one type of noise in the digital domain for another type of noise in the turntable analog domain.
Pretty
So,
much, yeah.
Either way, you're probably going to add some noise one way or another, whether it be
Yeah, but it might be more
quantization
pleasing.
noise or whatever.
In general, it is easier to get full range out of a digital file than purely analog.
You mean like 20 to 20K?
20 to 20.
Yeah, that's true. You're not getting
Yeah.
3 hertz so easily out of vinyl.
Yeah. Well, you do, but it's not coming off the record. It's the house vibrating or
Right.
And that's a
the
different
earth,
thing. Yeah.
the earth shaking,
Or you walking
or the
around.
kids running in the house,
Yeah.
the dog. But yeah,
Yeah.
you
But
get 3
with
hertz.
digital, you could do whatever you want, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's true.
If you have the right format, you could get pretty much any frequency out of it. No
Yeah,
problem. No
that's
questions
true.
asked.
Assuming the system's up to snuff.
Right.
Yeah.
I think the biggest thing though is that like old recordings that have new pressings, like it's such a wild card if they're gonna sound good or
Yeah.
not.
Right.
Because like they were originally recorded probably analog, and then now they're probably going from digital, so
Stored
they
to
sound
digital.
they at least
Yeah.
sound different than the old vinyl.
Yeah.
Because we've had a few new ones, and it's like this doesn't sound.
I don't
so-
like any of them
Yeah, so
compared to
far,
the originals. Yeah.
Not as good.
Yeah. Who knows what they're using for
That's
the
the thing.
master? Like
Yeah,
you
we don't
said,
know.
they probably don't have the original master.
Yeah.
They probably did digitize it, or who knows what. Yeah, the tapes are gone
Yeah.
for most of them.
That's the trouble with
You know?
so much of this, though. You really have no clue about the lineage. You don't know where the source material came from. You don't know where it's been since then.
Yeah.
So sometimes things could look digital or things could look analog, and they could just be converted from an alternative form of source. So it's really messy. You really can't always know just because it's analog, just because it's on vinyl, the way it was made was the same way vinyl used to be made, or in some analog fashion. It could be super digital right up until the point where they press it into plastic.
Super digital.
Well, that's the thing, because that's why I know it's very popular for people to like seek out specific runs of vinyl
Yeah.
because they all sound different. And people don't really do that with digital. It's like,
Yeah, right.
I got a
Although
got a
that's-
CD.
CDs are like that though too.
They are, but
know?
it's not as much as
I got some
vinyl
baller CDs like that.
Yeah, it's the same thing. I mean,
Yeah.
I guess they both have,
It would be cool if more people shared the hows and whys about the recordings in the content, in the media. If they had like a little pamphlet.
Something
We saw
to.
that sometimes, but
Yeah.
it's very uncommon. Nobody really shares that stuff. They don't talk about how they did it.
Some of
It's
it's the gear, but
recording
most of
It's
them really
usually
don't.
like if it's something specifically designed for like audio files,
Yeah.
then they tell you how
Yeah.
they made it.
But it's cool to know. And normally it's just, you're totally in the dark with this stuff.
Yeah, so I guess to wind up this answer to this question is we're going to go with it depends. Analog or digital, we're not picking sides here because they're both valid formats that people enjoy listening to music with, And the reality of it is, it really it depends on who laid it down on the
Yeah.
final format, on whatever the final format is. It just depends. You could have a digital recording sound stellar, and you can have an analog recording sound stellar
Right.
too. So it just depends. And the only way you're going to know is
Listen to it. Well, I guess look for other people that have tried all the different versions of vinyl, and
Yeah.
then buy the
Yeah,
one that
right.
everybody seems to like.
yeah, right. Yeah,
That's
there's,
the best you
there's
can do.
usually a pretty
Yeah.
good consensus among people with people of what sounds good versus not.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So anyway, take care, everybody. Thanks for watching.